Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the Jada Street Fighter Guile. Now, I'll be 100% honest, I'm actually surprised this figure took this long to get out, as I always thought of him as one of the main characters next to Ken and Ryu. Again, I wasn't a huge Street Fighter player. I don't know. What do you call video game guys? Video game players? Whatever. Anyway, but I was always around, and I just remember Guile. So here he is with his patented flat top right there. And as I mentioned before, you have the arcade console here with the two different joysticks, consoles, the 6 buttons, the player attributes of where they're at. On the side, you have the pretty much the exact same art as we've had from the beginning. Then we have Guile, along with the wonderful cross style that we're going to see all the different figures that we've had. So once again, we're probably going to get a player 2 and probably some other ones because they do have to reuse this. Reuse the mold at least a little bit. But I am excited to get this open because look at him. He's in army fatigues. And what was that line in the movie? Now, who wants to go home and who wants to go with me? At least I think that's what Jean-Claude Van Damme said. That movie was so bad that it was awesome, at least from what I can remember. Anyway, let's get into this figure, see how he stacks up compared to some of the other ones. We already got some that are posed there from doing the Cammy review. We'll get this guy out, do some fighting poses, see how he holds up, and go from there. But before we do, if you like this type of content, if you like the Jada Street Fighter figures, you like these reviews, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Jada Street Fighter figure. Now let's take a look at this. Alright, so we got Guile out. We can take a look at everything, and we'll start with his with his accessories first. Now, this is the first guy that actually comes with a couple of things other than really his extra hands, head, and his effects. So, as I was talking about with the Cammy, this is what it is missing. Although, as you can see, you didn't need to use it. I think the Mega Man that Jada toy figures have something very similar. I think theirs might be a little bit shorter to how short they are. But anyway, here's the effect to hold it up, or the stand to hold it up. And here's the effect. And he kind of throws them out together, which creates a world effect. It's kind of like a yin and yang, I guess you could say. But it is translucent. So it is good the way that it is. And you can see it's just supposed to be spinning here. And it's going to plug in right over here. And again, what's really nice about these is they're made to move into a spot where you can scale it, set it so it sets properly. Alright, so if maybe you want it shooting down at a figure, maybe he's from the ground, he's throwing it up. Again, these are action figures. You kind of do what you want with them. Alright, and what he comes with 2 hands. So he has a kind of like a gun hand. I don't remember what this is. Again, the hand does look pretty good there. Alright, but it is something different. And then you get the thumb wrestling hand, which you haven't seen them come with. Now this is kind of cool because if you really wanted to, you could probably cut this and make it a trigger hand. But really, this is meant to go with his comb. Alright, and at the end of the fights when he would win, he would comb his hair. So there you go. It's nothing great, but it is a nice little accessory. And it looks like it should just kind of hold just like this. Actually, I'm trying to think, how do you comb your hair? But there you go. There's the comb. People that have been bald for quite some time, or shaved their head, shall I say, kind of forget how to use the comb there. Alright, so that's pretty cool. And it does stay in there nicely. You don't have to worry about it falling off. And then he has these dog tags, and I gotta say these are much better than what the Hasbro team has given you with the G.I. Joe, just because they are actually on that a real small version of the chains that we use to turn the lights on and off. But you know, real small dog tags. They don't say anything on them. But it does look pretty cool, and it can just hang on it, so you can use it for any of the figures. So this guy will actually fit pretty well with your G.I. Joes if you maybe do a different head sculpt, because this guy's a sniper's dream. Alright, so here is his angry face. You look at those eyes, they're nice, painted good teeth there, and he's got that total flat top. And again, they put some texture on it, so it is nice. And I don't remember anyone having hair like this. I know it kind of reminds me of Vanilla Ice, but he never had a total flat top. I don't think anything like this. I mean, I look like I could park my Dragonfly on that thing. Now onto the figure here. And here he has his, I guess that is his resting face. Got nice eyes, and that paint is good. Looks like there's a little bit on the lips, just to kind of break the texture up. Now the hair just looks very fake, but again, this is meant to look like an action figure. So I think they accomplished the job they were looking for here. He's got the US flag on this side, and he's got the US flag on this side. And if you do know, this is the wrong way, because technically the stripes are always faced backwards because the US does not run from a fight. But to say this guy has been jacking it up on the weights would be the understatement of the year. Those are some pretty big delts that he has there. Traps are not so great, but man, his delts are looking really nice. Nice little tank top. It's got the belt buckle. All that paint looks really good, and then a lot of camouflage. And I think it really works. I think they did a really good job here. I see a lot of people really mess up the camouflage. This, I mean, it comes off good. It's got that nice texture on it. So it really offsets it. The boots, you got the shoelaces that are painted nicely. I mean, you're talking about having 3 different colors on the boots. Jada normally doesn't get that involved with the colors, but this guy has an awful lot. So let's take a look at his articulation, and his head looks up there, and he looks down, and obviously can look side to side. Has what I would say is a wonderful T-pose, bicep swivel, pinless at double elbows, wrists look good, and this is really smooth. Smoother than Cammy, to be honest. At least from what I can, just messing around with her. He has the diaphragm cut right there. He does move side to side. Look at those abs. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had abs that look like that. Jean-Claude Van Damme right there. No drop down hips, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect him at all. There's his thigh swivel, double knee. Get your boot cut and your ankle rockers. And again, very smooth figures. I don't have any issues. There's not even that like plastic popping. So this figure looks really good. It's hard to be really upset with him at all. At least from what I'm sitting here kind of messing with. Alright. And he actually makes a really, really good double bicep pose. I mean, anyone that's ever watched bodybuilding won't know, like, if I can get him to stand up at least. Jeez, I can't get him to stand. How am I having an issue standing this guy? There you go. That's a good double bicep. I mean, this may be the best double bicep. I mean, his hands are, like, absolutely perfect for posing. I went a little bit too in-depth with probably watching bodybuilding there. So anyway, head here pops off nice and easy. Really small ball joint there. Gonna throw his dog tags on him. Guess we're gonna throw him that way though. And then we'll throw his angry head on him. Alright, so you get your angry head. Let's throw this hand on it. That's how easy they pose or swap out. And here, see, put a nice little shot like he's pointing, like you're next. I don't remember if that's what this is, if that's what he does here, but it is a cool looking shot that you can do. And then we'll put the regular head on and throw on his combing hair. And again, this is one egotistical asshole. Pardon my language. He does have some really nice butterfly, and once we get into the effects here, I think we'll see why. So there we go with him posing. I do feel like I have to lean him forward. Like, I don't know. There are some issues. Like, I'm leaning him forward. Like, he's really back heavy for some reason. I'm not really sure why that is. All right. So let's throw on his fisticuffs. And then his angry face. I gotta say, since in the past 4 years, they have really made, not just Jada, but everyone, for the most part, has made swapping out hands so much easier, and heads, but hands especially. So, looking over here, I'm just trying to figure out exactly how his effect is supposed to work, how it's supposed to look. So it's crossed over here, and then you're just going to get this spinning effect. The problem with some of these is they're too tall. So maybe they're using the Mega Man size when they really should be using something a little bit taller. But here you can even see. Sorry there, Bison. So there is that. You got to get them in a more crouched position. We can do that later on. So, wow. Get that bump right there. Well, while you're waiting for me to do this, if even possible, take a second, hit that like button if you haven't yet. So there you go with that. And it's a little bit closer. Again, it seems a little low to me, just in general. I've noticed that with some of these, they just seem a little bit low. I'm not sure if there's other ones that are taller, but there you go. That is Guile. I don't think there's too much more to show. All right, so there you have your Guile. Looking at some of the pictures, it looks like he's supposed to swing his arms out a little bit more. Again, I just enjoyed these action figures. I spent a lot of times at the arcade with friends watching them play. Well, if I didn't have my car or they had driven and all of a sudden we got stuck there, I'd find something like Altered Beast to go play, something much easier to play. These games became, they could be a nightmare. Anyway, here you go. This is Guile. Again, another fun figure. I'll enjoy messing around with him, playing around with him. All the Street Fighter figures have just been so much fun so far. Again, if you don't have one yet, you need to pick one up just as an action figure fan. If you're a Street Fighter fan, I don't think that you're going to be too disappointed with it, just because they think they did a wonderful job giving him the comb. I think it's huge, because even I remember him finishing and combing his hair. I don't think he did that in the movie. Did Jean-Claude Van Damme do that in the movie? Anyway, let's get out of here. There you go. If you've been here this long, I appreciate it. Please take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Jada Street Fighter Toys video, which I'm getting up there. There's been a lot so far. But I am out of here. Please stick around. Right up here is going to be a review, probably to Cammy, or at least another Jada Street Fighter figure. And down here will be a playlist of all the Jada Street Fighter figures that I've done. Take care.